Well, I think the first thing that we need to do, and you need to do as a family and a parent, is to get in contact with your child's case manager or classroom teacher. That's going to be the first step as the go-to person. And you'll be figuring out what schedule to follow, coming up with a schedule with your child and with your family, because you might have other kids at home as well, and you both are working. So coming up with that schedule and where to learn and take a break is very important.
Yeah, and I think obviously the teachers here, we're going to be like the first point of reference. So if you have questions, get in contact with your child's case manager, like Anita mentioned. But remember that we're still working too. So we are here for you via email, via phone call, if that's something that you would like to access. And just keep in mind that the individual learning that we do here at school is still going to continue at home. And, with this change in routine and change in schedule, maybe some of the skills that we focus on are changing. So maybe for the first little bit, the academics might take a backseat while your students start setting up that routine. You as a family start setting up that routine, getting comfortable in the space that you are working in now. But those are all great life skills for our students to learn. Flexibility, time management, and some of that independence too. They will need to work a little bit more independently now. But that's not a bad thing. Those are all skills that we can continue to foster. And while the academics might not be the main priority at first, we are still a school and we will still be providing instruction for your students. And, the growth will continue as it can at home, given these really extreme circumstances.
Yeah, and also to make sure that you're giving them the tools and strategies to regulate themselves. It's going to be very important to work with your child on getting a space to take a break. Also, letting go of the academics a little bit at first, but then it'll slowly come into a rhythm. But your first contact should be with your classroom teacher or case manager, and we can continue that contact. Some of the teachers will have specific hours that they are available because they do have families at home that are working and also young children that they're going to be also teaching. So we just have to be flexible and work together. And we're a great little community here at AOWL. And that's one of the biggest pieces, is that we can do this and we can work together.
I think too, Anita, you mentioned helping your child regulate and do what they need, but for you as well, parents and families as well. We often talk with each other, if we can't be at 100%, how are we meant to help the kiddos, right? So take what you need and do your own self-care in these times as well, to make sure that when your child needs it, you can co-regulate with them and be that support for them, because we know that you're taking on stress in this time as well. So make sure that you're doing all of those self-care things for yourself as well, so that you can be there for your kid. So at school, we do recharges to provide students with a brain break, typically during instruction time, to help them regulate and take that break. They've been working hard at their learning. So just taking that break and kind of regrouping, it also builds community. So this is something that you guys can still do at home as a family or individually, depending on what your student prefers or likes. But some examples that we do at school are Go Noodle. You can still access that at home. Sometimes we do Pictionary, Spaceman, things like that just take that time out of the learning and, give your kiddo something else to focus on for a little bit, give them that brain break.
Yeah, we do music dance parties. You could incorporate bubbles into your dance parties. If it's not really cold outside, you can go outside if you have an area that's safe for you and your family. But utilizing outside and maybe doing some yoga, some together team building activities. There's a lot of resources outside on the internet, and we'll have resources out to you as well.
Yeah, and I think like if you can at any point of the day get your student's body moving, right, getting that blood flow going to the brain and just giving them that physical outlet too of maybe some of the energy, since it's going to be a different space, different environment, just letting them move when they need to. And recharge is a really good time to do that. So try to schedule them. Talk with your student about when they usually do a recharge at school. They know the schedule, they know the routine, so trying to stick to that as much as you can if that's helpful for your child, and just giving them that chance to take a break when they need it. Yeah,
we are here for you. We are here to support you. Our teachers are amazing. Our RETs are amazing. Our staff is amazing. Our families are amazing. Our students are amazing. Yeah. But there are lots of resources that are available for you. You get in touch with your student's case manager or teacher. We have links on our website. We'll have social media available for you. But just know that we're here for you, and we're going to support you, and we're going to get you through this.
Yeah, and I think, the AL community is really special, and that isn't changing now. And even though you might, feel a little isolated, or, your family's kind of regrouping, you can still reach out. We're available. Like Anita said, get in touch with your student's case manager, make a plan that's individualized for your student. That's what we do really well here, and that's not going to change. So keep in touch, and,
I also want to just touch on, what a plan that might work for, one student may not work for your student or your child. You might have other kids at home that their learning is different than, your student that's here at AOWL. So just make sure that you have time for yourself, your family, and do what works for you and your family.